Milgram, the musical prison of murderers. If you're a fan of Japanese music and crime investigations, this is the place to be. Milgram is an interactive music project and social experiment created by Deco27 and Takuya Yamanaka. In this series, there's a total of 10 prisoners who are involved in a crime who are tasked to solve and judge. To start things off, let's take a look at who we are. This is S, a 15-year-old prison guard whose perspective is shared with ours. Under command by the rabbit named Jackalope. Oh, sorry, Mr. Jackalope. Those are in fact some sick horns you got there. Anyways, our job as S is to find out the crime committed by the 10 prisoners. Jackalope is very clear in that they are all murderers. Though the rest of the details are unavailable, he tasks us with finding out what exactly happened. We need to find the truth behind their killings, and it's up to us to deem them guilty or innocent. Which is actually a translation issue, as we're meant to judge them forgiven or unforgiven for the crime they have in fact committed. But how do we uncover their sins? Well, Milgram is specialized in a new method. They can convert their mental images into music and videos, which means we just sit back, relax, watch, and listen very closely. In Milgram they use a free trial system, which means all the prisoners are judged twice. As I'm recording this video, 2 trials have already passed, and we're getting super close to the home stretch. The 3rd trial is starting next week on February 12th, 2025. During the trial period, when a song has been released, we get to decide should we forgive them or not. On their own website, the entire community can let their thoughts out. Everyone can vote once a day, and at the end all the votes are counted and a verdict is chosen for us to hand to the prisoner. But beware, as for our actions will have even greater consequences. The beauty of Milgram is the fact that nothing is quite certain at the moment, and all we can do is speculate on all the information we are given. Which means often the community will gather to brainstorm all the tiny details that passed by in the most recent post. But what information are we given? Well, for starters, there's voice dramas. In the voice drama, S will talk to each prisoner individually before subtracting the sin out of their mental images. These are always in Japanese, and unfortunately, as far as I'm currently aware, there's no official English versions. However, by the hard work and effort dedicated by the fans, there's subtitled voice dramas out there for all of us to speculate on. After S finishes their discussion with the prisoner, the music video will be extracted, and that's when we get to go through the song. Apart from this, Milgram also releases short stories with the cast in Minigram. Minigram is basically a short series in which we get to see the daily life of the prisoners, adding to their character. We get to know them on a more personal level. These are always released on the 2nd and 4th Mondays of every month. Now that we have a basic idea of what the purpose of this prison is, let's meet all the prisoners. Haruka Sakurai. Haruka is a 70-year-old prisoner in Milgram. He's a quiet guy who tends to look at the floor a lot. Despite the lack of communication skills, as can be seen in his first voice drama. Despite his lack of communication skills, Haruka actually is a kind and gentle person at heart. Yuno Kashiki. Yuno is an 80-year-old girl held captive in the Milgram prison. She has a gentle, laid-back and whimsical attitude and is good at reading the room, often stopping conflicts from breaking out. She's able to quickly befriend people, as can be seen in the first voice drama where she meets S.
囚人番号2番ユノ尋問を始めどこに行った何をしているあれ監視さんリアクション薄いなもっと驚いてよ
She adores attention and being favored, while she hates the resolve that determination can resolve all problems. Fuda Kajiyama, one of my personal favorite characters. Fuda is a young, strong-minded prisoner aged 20 within the Milgram prison. He can be quite impulsive and has a rough temper along with a strong sense of justice. When he believes something is wrong, he'll make damn sure it's wrong, such as protesting against us demanding better living conditions. He finds himself frequently overcome with his emotions, but he's not a bad person. He actually is a good-hearted individual. And some people might know him as the guy who predicted Dan Dan Dan. Just kidding. Mu Kusunoki. Mu. A 16-year-old girl, prisoner number 4. Despite looking calm, she's actually quite blunt, often opposing her situation in Milgram. When caught up in an argument, she tends to start crying or whining, pulling the victim card. She doesn't like fighting with her friend, seems a very sensitive person despite having quite an attitude at times. Shido Kirisaki. Shido is a tall male prisoner at the age of 29. Before coming to the Milgram prison, Shido worked as a doctor. He's calm and collected. He's a calm and collected prisoner with being really hard to get him panicked. He treats those younger than him as children in an attempt to comfort them. He's satisfied with being a prisoner and even wishes for the death penalty as a result of his guilt. Mahiru Shina. Mahiru is a 22-year-old girl kept in the Milgram prison. She's very talkative and constantly smiling. She doesn't play favorites and treats everyone equally. She's also the oldest female prisoner present. She's pure-hearted and always acts cheery even when lied to or being teased. Her presence helps other prisoners feel more relaxed. She can be a bit of an area though. Kazue Mukuhara. Kazue is the oldest male prisoner at the age of 39. He's an easygoing prisoner who likes making jokes to lighten up the mood. Compared to the other prisoners, he sees himself as an old man, but he remains kind to everyone. He tends to be a bit alcoholic, however, able to drink just about anything. Amane Momose. Amane is by far the youngest prisoner in the entirety of Milgram. Despite being only 12 years old, don't underestimate it. In contrast with her age, she's calm, mature and polite, often walking around with a vague smile and not showing any fear from being in a Milgram prison. Whenever other prisoners get in an argument, she just sits down in a corner not wanting to get involved at all. Despite her maturity, she has a strong belief in God, showing a bit of her childish side. Mikoto Kayano. Mikoto is just your average guy at the age of 23. He tends to be confused about Milgram, not knowing why he's here. Compared to the other prisoners, he himself is actually not aware of whatever sin he has committed. He believes they made a mistake in bringing him here. Part of him also believed Milgram is actually a reality show, so he acts normal towards the other prisoners, being friendly with them, and even calling some by nicknames. Kotoko Yuzuriya. Kotoko is a logical, rational girl at the age of 20. She's quick-witted and speaks up for herself due to her appearance, behavior and words. She may come off as cold, but her blunt attitude does not bear any evil will. She actually keeps a closer eye on all prisoners than we do ourselves as S. She also has a strong sense of justice, as quoted by an English cover of the song Undercover. I'll dedicate my life so that all of the evil will fall to the side. After each round of voting, S and Jackalope will meet up discussing the verdicts on all the prisoners, including potential consequences caused by the verdict.
きっと景色は変わっている。お前の選択の結果が囚人たちを変えているだろう。
After which Milgram often has a period of content drought. After which the Milgram channel dries up and content for a bit, as everything story related is written by the staff team. In the current time, we are just about to start the third trial, which means the end game is about to start. You may think it's too late to get into the fun, but it's never too late. Many people have joined around the end of season 1. A ton of people are joining now as we speak. It's never too late to get into it, especially since there's just so much content we can cover. Take this chance you have to get involved in the episode finale and join us in the great story called Milgram. Can you forgive them while knowing their sins, or will you be led astray?
Strike, the losers all will die first. You count their lives with this crooked crime, and I'm sure that you smile, I'm sure that you smile, and feel so damn alive. beg for life, the second thoughts and lies, and you search for life in the silver time. But you learn and you know that building a person is just as really blind. What's really hatred and what's all okay is going hard to see as ego guides your way. Now so can you forgive them while knowing the sins, or will you be led astray?
さあ、お前の罪を歌え。
人が死んだ。人殺しが死んだだけのこと。
今までの俺とは違う。あの人が
許せって言ったのに。私は何度もボロボロしましたよ。
自分の中からなくなってしまったの。
何度も何度も何度も。
不安なんですよ。
よかったじゃないですか。それですあなたが。
美しいな。
お前の怒りと悲しみ、私が返してきてやる。
お前たちが作ったこの監獄が大好きだよ。